address this a little bit, that one of the ideas that came forth from the bill committee, the housing part, was to seek some additional funding or continued funding for this tenant and program, and also the new home buyers, and that's been successful. There are 4 others that we're going to be coming forth with, but we need some more work on it. I'd like to get into some things here. You know, the question is, why, you know, what is it that came out of this? Well, you know, again, I circle back to the thought that if we're going to bring in 5,000 or 30,000, whatever the number is, of new people to fill jobs here, they're going to need some place to live. And in spite of the building boom we've seen in the Fargo Moorhead community, the new apartment buildings, the new housing starts, there still is a shortage of housing that is affordable. Let me give you an example here, and I apologize, I don't have a screen that gives you some numbers, but I'll throw a few out here. If I may slip into just briefly into some social service jargon. Households are considered to be cost burden if they have to spend 30% or more of their monthly income, gross income, on housing. In the case of Fargo Moorhead, it takes $17 an hour for an individual to rent an $800 a month apartment to not be considered cost burdened. It takes $25 an hour for a person to be able to afford to service a $167,000 mortgage to not be cost burdened. Here's the disconnect. The average jobs for 45% of the jobs that were listed when we originally did the study pay less than $13 an hour. So you can see that there's a big gap there. As a result of that, 42% of the houses or homes in Fargo Moorhead area are actually considered to be cost burden. And the real scary thing is that 1 in 5 are actually paying more than 50% of what their monthly gross income is for housing. These are, as I said, they appear to be social issues, but the fact of the matter is, how are you going to attract people here if they can't afford to buy the houses or rent the apartments that they need to come and service the job? A question that popped up during this discussion was that there were a great many employers who didn't realize that their employees may be facing a problem with their housing. Our job, I guess, is one of those is to do some education for those employers and also enlist them in coming up with some creative means to address those problems. We're not suggesting, by the way, what did not come out of these studies is that we build massive amounts of public housing in some fashion, not another green or something of that nature to take care of folks. Rather, we're going to try and come up with something that's pretty innovative. We want investors, we want lenders, we want developers, and we do want government to participate in trying to come up with some means to kind of address that problem.